Yo, yo, how's it going, guys? I'm gonna be reacting to another basketball video today to one of, if not the biggest hater on national TV for basketball, Kendrick Perkins. And if you didn't know, he was a basketball player and he was trash. I remember as a little kid, he was so bad. Even on the Celtics, he was a bum. Thank God he had KG Rondo and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. If he didn't have that crazy team on him with him, he would have never won nothing. He was just there, giving out. He was like the water boy of the team. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he a hater. I hate him too. He took away arguably a four-peat MVP, Nikola Jokic. That dude would have cemented him as one of he would already be top 10. He would already be top 10 for me because I think this year he's gonna win. He would be like top 8, top 7 if he wins this year with 4 MVPs. That should be crazy. But yeah, that's another point. But yeah, we're gonna see how bad was Kendrick Perkins actually during his playing time. Like, let's see. Okay.
Today, many know Kendrick Perkins for saying some of sports journalism's worst take. Well,
Telling
at
you,
least
man.
when he talks instead of just acting kind of weird.
Every time you play against me,
No way he doing belt to chair out here.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Look at Stephen A, bro. Oh, look at him, bro. He was just a bum on the team.
Actually an
I don't
NBA
care. He was
champion.
trash.
After a 14-season career, he showed plenty of signs of his talent as a basketball player. The truth is, he was the starting center
Little
for one of the
baby
best teams in the history of the league, and he earned more than $57 million during his NBA career. But it's also true that maybe younger basketball fans have not seen him play. Those who have
I
been
remember
following
him.
the NBA for a while may have forgotten about him due to his
Look at
mediocre
him.
performances.
Bro, trying to murder
But
someone.
in reality, how bad was Kendrick Perkins actually? Most people know that winning the 2008 Celtics ring did wonders for Doc Rivers' career. Well, the case of Kendrick Perkins is quite similar, but as a player instead of a coach. During the legendary 2003 draft, Perk was lucky enough to be in the right place at the right
Chris
time.
Bosh
Why?
and D-Wade,
Because
dude, that was a crazy top-heavy draft class, bro. It's crazy.
Boston, which was just a few years away from becoming one of the best teams in the NBA, drafted him with the 27th pick. Little by little,
He was a first-round pick and Jokic was a second-round pick. That just shows you, man. These scouts don't know shit, bro.
the center was gaining
There's
importance
no
in the
way.
team's rotation until he became a starter 3 years into his career. But what reasons did Doc Rivers have to put him as a starter? Well, there weren't too many players of
fucking
his size.
Doc Rivers. He
Kendrick
doesn't know
was
what
a
he's doing.
competent role player. He was for his entire career. But the truth is that he was also a pretty replaceable role player. His stint with the Celtics would be the highlight of his career, in part because that's when he became an NBA champion. Perkins was the starting center on the impressive team Doc had at his disposal, with Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Durant. And it was clear that this team was destined for glory, but his averages of 6.4 points and 6 rebounds per game don't seem too impressive. The truth is, he didn't have much to do beyond shutting down
I wonder his efficiency if he shows that, because 6.4 points, I bet you he was shooting like trash. Bro was so bad, and he was like he would have been on Shaq the Fool a bunch. I don't know, it should have been around back then, but bro was just not there, man. He wasn't mentally, his basketball IQ was just not there.
paint. On offense, Perkins simply roamed the court, setting screens and occupying the dunker spot, where he was occasionally found by one of the best passers of his generation in Rondo. His job was simple, but it was also effective.
Damn, this
The
video
Celtics
is,
beat the Lakers in 6 games, and suddenly every
It's
team in
at
the league
4K
wanted a center of
quality.
his
How's it
profile,
looking this
because after all,
pixelated?
he had proven that he worked. Yes,
Yeah.
that was the NBA 15 years ago.
ah,
You could have a player who just did the dirty work on the court, and you could still
bro, they're
win.
just showing him yamming all
Perkins
over
remained
these
on the team
teams.
for
I
the next 2
can't.
seasons before being traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Why on earth would a GM as smart as Sam Presti want him? Well, to keep doing the dirty work. This situation, however, was different. When he came to the Thunder, Perkins' efficiency dropped. Not only did the advanced stats say so, but their traditional ones as well. Perk's metrics in Boston indicated that with his defense, he was a slightly above league average player. As soon as he arrived,
He was above average. Yeah. See, them stats, they're lying to you, man. Them stats are lying to you. He was always a bum. He was just on a great team, one of the greatest teams, like he said, one of the greatest teams for sure of the 21st century.
in Oklahoma, this performance just plummeted. A player of his size, whose only role on offense was to score from under the rim,
Look at
was
him!
unable to
What
reach
are these
50%
passes?
shooting from the field for the rest of his career. The worst part is that Scott Brooks, the Thunder's coach at the time, kept using him as a starter despite his poor performance.
Kendrick Perkins dominated tonight. 4 points.
And the reason was simple, and that is that
Shaq
in
is
theory,
too funny,
Perkins
bro.
knew what a winning team needed. Something important in a roster as young as the one OKC had. Yes, an NBA franchise that had youngsters like Durant,
Look,
Westbrook,
another great team.
Harden.
He always has a
Decided
good
to
team,
use
and he
as
still
a mentor,
sucks.
A guy who years later stated this as the reason for the Rockets being favorites to win a ring.
Did you say him losing 20 pounds is going to propel them to the favorites to win a championship?
Yes, it is.
In a way, no wonder why things didn't work out for the Thunder.
I could see that for
But back to
Zion,
the
but not a
story.
championship.
Oklahoma
They'll
did
be a
qualify for the 2012
good contender,
finals. Pitted
possibly.
the Thunder against the Big Three's Miami
I mean,
Heat.
this year he was great
And yes,
until he got
Perkins
injured.
was once again the starting center on a finals team. He really
Look,
was
LeBron
a
yamming all over him.
piece that you could put on any team
He had
without a
Serge
big man
Ibaka
to
on that
plug the
team. I
hole.
don't want to hear it.
With averages of 4.8 points and 6.8 rebounds during the 2012 finals, Perkins just offered what he usually offers, but nothing could be further from the truth. His performance was getting worse every year. His contract in Oklahoma was around $8 million a year. Yes, it may not seem like much today, but keep in mind that the salary cap has doubled in the last decade. That $8 million 12 years ago would be the equivalent of almost 20 today.
$20 million for this bum would be crazy.
He offered, averaging
If anybody paid this man $20 million, they're getting fired. That whoever's the person hiring, or the front office, whoever's the front office, they're getting cooked. That's all I know.
0.2 points and 5.9 rebounds per game during his stint in OKC. Maybe that salary was the reason Brooks kept using him as a starter for the next 2 seasons until he realized it wasn't a good idea. In 2015, he was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he would have an already testimonial role prior to an imminent retirement. Mind you, in his brief stint with the Cavs, he had time to play 3 minutes in the finals, again. And yep, that's basically his career. And since his retirement, Perk has been working with ESPN as an analyst, and, well, he's been kinda successful.
Quavo?
Well, I say that
wow.
because the guy has to be making money. I mean, I wouldn't go on TV and say the things he says even if they paid me.
Like, what is bro doing?
Maybe I would. But the point is,
What,
that
anything
when
for
Perkins
clout, right?
criticizes a player, no one is going to take him seriously. His takes are so far removed from reality that it seems he doesn't live on our planet. The man claimed that the MVP race was rigged because of racial issues.
He destroyed the
Steve
MVP.
Nash, Jokic, Dirk Nowitzki. What do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
Yes, on public television. But
Bruh.
the truth is that the legends of the league have always been ready to answer him.
If you know the game of basketball, basketball will give you enough to talk about. The problem is all of these people talking about basketball that don't know basketball.
And no, this will never change.
Facts.
His
Draymond actually
reputation
spitting.
is so damaged, he's at a point of
Crazy thing is, he be part of that now because he has his podcast where he be yapping and say some stupid stuff sometimes as well.
no return as a credible
I mean,
analyst.
no one's perfect, right?
But hey, at least it's entertaining to watch, for whatever reason. To summarize Perkins
took
after his
that.
2008
Smack.
ring, he became
Crazy.
an overrated center who was rotated
He a
among
better
some
man
of the
than
best
me.
teams in the league. He had a reputation as a decent player because of his role in games where all he had to do was defend, even tricking general managers into offering him contracts way above his actual worth. But beyond that, what did Perkins have as a player to make it in the NBA? Well, Perkins was the typical defensive center of the 2000s. It was a time when teams attacked the paint a lot, and having a 6'10", 270-pounder under the rim certainly helped. The truth is, Perk wasn't a bad defender. For size, he could contain the biggest threats of the era, centers like Yao Ming or Dwight Howard. He was a decent defensive rebounder and relatively efficient for the few shots he did take. And
Sean
that's it.
Marion getting...
That's
Well, that's old Sean Marion, but...
basically all the good things we can say about him. Now comes the bad. With averages of 5.4 points and 5.8 rebounds in 22 minutes per night during his career, Perkins was one of the worst offensive players in the entire NBA. When I say one of the worst, I mean bottom 5%. Early, mid,
Bro's out here passing to the opposition. Get him out of there. Get out of there. He's gone.
and late in his career. Despite his huge frame, he was not able to become an efficient scorer.
What is
from the
bro
low
doing?
post,
He
basically
missed the
because he
rim.
didn't have any kind of technique. He couldn't score from mid-range, and at best, he had some touch
That
from
form
8
is
feet,
so
from
ugly.
where he was still below average efficiently. He didn't have any handles, and I say this with knowledge.
The f is that?
Basically because any high school kid has a deeper bag than him
His
watching this
footwork
video.
is so bad.
He also wasn't a good passer. As for 813 assists in his NBA career,
How many
he
turnovers?
committed 1,233
He He had 400 more turnovers than assists. He's
turnovers.
never passed,
He
bro.
wasn't able to
Just
score free
dunk.
throws. He wasn't able to defend on the perimeter because of his lack of agility. And in general, he had a very questionable basketball IQ. Did I leave anything out? Or can I catch my breath now? Bottom line, Perkins was in the NBA because he was
Man,
big.
this robot narrator
Skills-wise,
going crazy.
there are tens of thousands of better players who aren't even pros. He was fortunate to come into the league, as we've said, at the right place and right time. If Perkins had been drafted today, in this pace and space era, I can assure you he wouldn't have lasted 2 seasons in the league.
2 seasons? Bird's not lasting on a 10-day contract. What are we talking about? This man can't do nothing on the offensive end. And he can't even play defense that well. He was talking about his defense, but his defense would get exposed in space. Easily exposed in space. He's out of there. He's gone. He might not even get the Isaiah Thomas treatment where he gets a 10-day contract. He's just done for, bro. There's no reason for someone like him in today's NBA.
But
I sound
because of
like
his
such a
timing,
hater.
Not
but
only did he
this
get
is the truth,
high-value
man. He's
contracts,
bad.
but also that performance has allowed him to have a good career in the media. Today,
I mean, shit, that's right. Him just being in the NBA just gave way to his reporting journalism career or whatever you want to call it. But he really wasn't really like that on the court. But the way he talks about it, he makes it sound like he's JJ Redick or something, like spitting straight from the heart. Like, not from the heart. It's spitting straight X and O's every time he speaks. Like, he's just saying stuff just to get views, really. So some people take him seriously, which blows my mind. Like, he's clearly doing it for views. But he is annoying, though, because people take him seriously. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think of freaking Kendrick Perkins down below. And, yeah, I'm out of here.